Robert Englund here, a.k.a. Freddy Krueger, and join me on the next Doryan's List. Or else! I'm defined probably by where I grew up. So I'm a viejo Californio. I'm an old Californian, and no matter where I go in the world, and I travel a lot and I work all over the world, but that informs me that growing up in the orange groves in a part of the country that was, you know, originally settled. You know, the conquistadors were there, you know, the Spaniards were there. Old Hollywood began there. And it was very beautiful when I was a young person. And so my nostalgia, and I'm always trying to kind of recreate that in my little tiny house down by the beach where I live. Because it was, when I was a child, it was not so crowded yet and not polluted. And I have very sentimental memories of that wonderful time. I've actually been in close to 80 feature films now. I'm getting close to the 80 movie mark. And, you know, there's I've been in 8 Nightmare movies, and I've probably been in another 10 horror movies. But that's really only, 18 to 20 horror movies out of 80 movies. But all of my Nightmare films were such big international hits that kind of defines me as an actor. And so what I did was, when I was finished with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, I still say yes at least once a year to a horror movie or a thriller or a science fiction movie or a fantasy movie, because I feel I owe my fans, who've been very, very loyal to me over the years, but also, and I have to be honest with you, when you see me in a horror movie or a science fiction movie or a thriller, I get paid more money. When you see me on Hawaii Five-0 or on Criminal Minds or on Workaholics on MTV, I'm just Robert Englund, a basic actor out there doing the job. And so economically I say yes sometimes. They're not my favorite scripts. Other times they're horror movies or chiller or thrillers that I love. I have one right this minute out on demand and on Netflix, and that movie's called The Last Showing. And it's the best work I've done in 20 years. I'm very, very proud of it. So I want all my fans to check me out on The Last Showing. I play the old movie theater projectionist who has his revenge at the midnight movie. Well, I mean, I've done a couple of movies that didn't turn out as good as I wanted them. That happens to every actor. I mean, even Brad Pitt and George Clooney have TV shows or movies they wish they hadn't done. But when you do them, when you say yes to them, you always think they're going to be the best possible way you imagine them. That doesn't always happen. Usually, projects that are disappointing run out of money, or a director falls ill and another director's brought in that doesn't really want to do the project or doesn't believe in it as much as you do, or maybe he's just not the right director for it. That does happen. I think I'm very lucky. I was already established in Hollywood when I did the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I was starring at that time in a TV series called V, which was internationally very popular. And also, I think I'd done maybe a dozen movies, and I'd probably starred in 6 or 7 of those movies. So I was well established in Hollywood. And the double whammy, the double 1-2 punch of Nightmare on Elm Street and V together opened the doors for me to international success in horror movies and science fiction. And I was able to work all around the world as well as just working in Hollywood. And that's the great kind of happy accident. I think that by remaining loyal to my fans and to respecting the genre films, that's probably the key to me being as old as I am now. And as I sit here, I have 4 movies coming out. So I'm not so sure, had I just remained in a certain kind of character I was playing before horror, I'm not sure I would be nearly as busy as I am now. I get tired, sometimes, and sometimes, an actor can't be in 2 places at once, and sometimes we try to do 2 jobs at the same time or back to back, and that can get a little frustrating because you're not doing your best, and you might feel a little bit like a prostitute at those times. But no, I never feel like quitting. And also, as you age, you're less concerned about your vanity. You're less worried about the bags under your eyes or your bald spot, and you relax a little more in front of the camera. And your acting is actually getting better, and my acting's getting better. That's why I'm so proud of and so happy with this project I have out right now called Last Showing. I think I was able to I gained weight for it, and I let myself look like a little old man in it, and I think that settling into that, it just makes you a better actor as you get older. Well, I think the best way to describe Freddy, and this is from, this is what Wes Craven taught me. He thinks that Wes Craven thinks that Freddy is the sins of the parents that is given to the children. The sins of the parents that have fallen on the children. And Freddy's sort of the symbol of that.